follow party leaders and...
yeah, more or less, apart from Steve, of course.
and European commissioners and ex-prime ministers.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's a minimum for breakfast, you know.
Yeah.
Not your typical holiday snap, some Brits' idea of the Euro elite. We asked Stephen Kinnock and Thorning Schmidt to reflect on Britain on the brink of Brexit.
I think the Europeans look at the UK right now and think, well, there is a bit of arrogance in saying we are so great so we can do everything ourselves. So there's a bit of arrogance in that.
Do we look a bit of a basket case country as well?
Well, that's a strong word, basket case, but definitely a country which is very divided and not very clear what is the place of the UK in the world.
But it was a perception of arrogant, matey Euro elites imposing rules on Britain that helped to feed Brexit.
One of the reasons maybe why we had Brexit in this country was that people felt this was a project, the EU, that was a lovely little stitch-up for the elites, and they might see you, maybe, as part of the golden couple of the elites wandering in and out of the chancelleries of power.
You're just two silly people back in 92, I mean, but of course people can think what they want.
The Davos set and all that.
Yeah, I get that completely. I'm from a not privileged background in south of Copenhagen. I get that completely.
Citizens of nowhere.
Yeah, but I think the question to ask, have we actually managed to regulate the market economy in a way so it benefits people in the European Union? All in all, we have actually managed to have better social provisions, better environmental provisions than anywhere on the planet.
You've got a constituency in South Wales. There is still a sort of smouldering volcano of indignation, isn't there, against the elites. It helped to fuel the referendum. And Europe is still seen as a top-down operation by elites.
I mean, I think Europe's definitely been used as the whipping boy and the scapegoat. The reality is that the failings of the British economy are the fault of the failings of domestic political leadership.
But that message hasn't gone home in South Wales, has it? They're still proud of the way they voted and they want that Brexit on Friday.
Yeah, of course, and you've had decades of politicians blaming the EU when it was convenient.
They've supported each other's political careers in Denmark and in Wales. Both say that, unlike some Remainers, they knew the moment Britain voted out that Brexit could not be stopped.
I, from the start, said we have a mandate to leave the European Union, but to stay close to it.
And
that's what 52-48 means.
The people who kept the flag flying, the candle burning for the second referendum and no Brexit.
You'd have to ask them.
No, I'm asking you. You think they're culpable. They missed an opportunity, and this country's paying the price, you think?
Yeah, I think that we could have had a sensible, smart Brexit. Instead, we've ended up with a thumping Tory majority and a hard Brexit, almost certainly, possibly even no deal.
But it's also this country. I mean, I love this country and I live here, but this country have lost the art of compromise, and compromise is seen as a weak thing. I think that the fixation on the second referendum stopped a lot of people for reaching a handout and reach a compromise.
Jeremy Corbyn was more right than Tony Blair in 2017 after that general election. He said, we've campaigned for a Brexit, albeit a different Brexit from the one that Theresa May might want. Tony Blair was trying to keep the flag going for cancelling Brexit. Actually, on this one, Jeremy Corbyn was on the money, you think?
I think we should have stuck. Okay, we might not agree on that.
Can't bring yourself to say that.
No, I can't, and I don't think so. I mean, I think Jeremy's big. I mean, I can say that I'm not a member of the Labour Party. I don't think he fought hard enough to remain, and I actually feel if we'd had a Labour leader who had fought hard to put the argument forward to remain in the European Union.
He's culpable for that.
Of course he is.
Yeah, but once the referendum had happened...
And after 2017, after that general election, he's saying we fought for a type of Brexit, we're committed to Brexit.
We should have stuck to our guns.
Jeremy Corbyn was right.
One of the reasons that we did so
people
well...
like Keir Starmer guided him off in a different direction.
One of the reasons we did so well in the 2017 general election is because we had a position on Brexit which resonated with the British people. The shadow cabinet took a decision to commit to a second referendum, and I think from that point onwards we were always going to struggle to keep our support in all of those seats that went blue on the 12th of December so tragically.
How do we look to Danes now? We've been allies, economic allies, in the same club.
Yeah.
But now we're opponents, rivals.
No, we're not rivals, we're not opponents. We're still all Europeans.
Will it feel like that in the talks?
I think there was just...
On fisheries?
Yeah, no, it won't be, but I think we have to remember that we're still allies. So even though there'll be harsh negotiations, we have to find each other. Again, we have to realize that we have so many interests and we have to work together to solve all these big issues that can't be solved by one government alone. And that's why I will never understand why UK in this global age with so many global challenges chose to make themselves smaller rather than to grab more influence.
This Remain duo feels their own side missed a chance to deliver a softer Brexit. From Friday night, a very different approach will start taking shape.